I know. We just decluttered almost my entire collection, and it's time for me to sit down and declutter again. Here's the thing. I am moving. Where, do you might ask? I don't know. Nicholas and I have decided to finally move. I just cannot move with so much crap. The sad thing is that I still have makeup that I'm trying to get rid of from like not my last declutter, but the declutter before that. And I think I have like something left from like the declutter before that. I haven't even started trying to get rid of everything from my last declutter. Hi, by the way, my name is Paulina. I'm living in Sweden. I suck at intros and I'm a weirdo that loves makeup. If you want to stick around, then, you know, subscribe. Like or dislike this video, depending on how you like it. And yeah, okay, so we are looking at apartments. We have turned 2 down because they weren't really that cute. But we're moving sometime in the near future, maybe in 6 months, maybe in a year, maybe in 2 months, I don't know. However, I need to get rid of a few things here and there, so some bits and bobs. We need to get rid of some bobs. So here we go. So the first thing is 2 primers that I'm going to declutter. This is the first one. So this is the Milk Makeup Luminous Blur Stick. Now, this was actually in my project pan. I was trying to use this up, and we are down to here. So I mean, I did a pretty good job. The thing is that it just lays in my lines. I think everyone here can see that I have pretty visible lines in my forehead, especially when I do like this. It's just like, they are awful. However, this one just makes them appear a little bit more because it doesn't really fill in the gaps in my forehead, or not the gaps, but my wrinkles. It doesn't fill them in. Well, it does, but then it kind of makes the line look even thicker. So I don't really like that about it, and it's also starting to pill on me. So I don't have time for that. Oh, it can be over there. I have another primer that pills on me, and I am done. I am getting rid of it because I cannot take it anymore. And that is from Elemis. And this breaks my heart because, oh, by the way, this is the Superfood Glow Priming Moisturizer. But this breaks my heart because I love Elemis as a brand. They are an amazing skincare brand and very expensive. This primer is also pretty expensive. However, it gives you a beautiful glow. It's not a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury one that I'm, by the way, wearing today. However, it is a little bit more subtle and not as glowy, and it doesn't have any coverage to it like the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter has. The problem I have with this is that it pills. And it didn't pill in the beginning, and then it pills every single time I use it now. And I thought that in my, like, one of my Shop My Stashes when I had this in a while back, I thought that I figured it out. I didn't. I think it has to do with if I go in and blend my foundation with my fingers or my brush, it pills. But if I go in with a sponge, it doesn't pill. But then pills when I do like this after a few hours. And I just can't deal with that. This is the shoulder of shame. I'm also getting rid of a foundation that I used to love and that I just don't really, I don't know. I don't use it as much. The thing is, I have hard time to declutter older products that I have really enjoyed. I have such a easier time decluttering products that's like new to me that I just didn't really enjoy. And this breaks my heart a little bit. But this is the NYX Born to Glow Foundation. I recently had this in one of my Shop My Stashes and I just didn't really like it. It was, well, I didn't dislike it, but it was just like, oh, it works. You know, it's fine. I have used it quite a bit, as you can see. However, it's just, I don't know, I do my makeup now because I think it's fun. I love to get ready in the morning. It's just something I look forward to, and I love to reach for makeup that I love. So when it's just like, it's just, I don't know. All of my other and I have a lot of foundations, so it's just like, you know, I feel like if it doesn't do anything for me, if it doesn't make me feel in a certain way, it's just not worth it. This is gonna be my second shame shoulder. Shame, 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 shame. I have 2 concealers and I'm a stupid idiot for purchasing this one from Technic. I think I've only swatched this, and I have had it before, used it, liked it, decluttered it, and then I repurchased it. Why? Because I'm an idiot. It was like super affordable. I was already placing an order. I think I bought my like Batiste dry shampoo with like lots of volume that I love, that I need to repurchase because I'm out again, which is why my hair is like super flat. Anyway, I was purchasing that and then I saw this one and I was like, you know, I'm just gonna purchase it. But I haven't used it under my eyes ever. Like since I bought it. I have swatched it, that's it. So why did I need to purchase it? I don't know. Maybe it was because I'm an idiot. I have said it before, I'm an idiot with a camera. That's who I am. I don't know why I'm like this. I think a lot of us can relate to just like, oh, I'm gonna purchase this because it's cheap, and then I'm gonna put it in my drawer and it's gonna stay there and become super expensive because I'm never gonna use it. The logic in that is like, great. My other concealer is actually this one from e.l.f. This is the Hydrating Camo Concealer. It looks like I've been using it a lot, but I haven't. It has just been laying down. I've used this a couple of times, but it's way too dark for me, and that's the only reason. I have the shade Light Beige. I could wear this as a foundation perhaps, but it seems to be a smidge too yellow. I'm trying to go in order of how, not I apply my makeup, because I apply my makeup in a stupid way, but in the way where like primer, foundation, concealer, now we have powder. And I only have one powder. I only use powder under my eyes. I use like once in a while a glowy primer, foundation, powder, I use maybe here. Recently I've been loving the glowish one. I know you're not supposed to say it because this, we need to stick together and like hate the same products. And then here I am being the bitch that is like, I love it. But I really do, I really enjoy it. I am like super dry right around this is my second glass of wine today. Right around this area, not this area, well here as well, but around this area. So this one really helps it to look not super dry, but it can look a little bit cakey if I take too much. So a light hand and a light brush. Anyway, the powder that I'm decluttering is the YSL Souflé Declat powder. It's not that I dislike it. I have the shade 1, which is like a rosier shade, but it's just not something special with it. And since I only use the slightest amount of powder, I know that I'm not gonna finish this one up. I could also see myself actually decluttering my ABH one and keep my Fenty, my Milk Makeup one, my Hourglass one. That's still brand new to me. I'm just trying and like use it. And what other powders do I have? My Essence Under Eye Brightening Banana Powder and my By Terry Hyaluronic Acid Powder. But that's pretty much it. Just like, you know, the 10 that I own. I have 2 bronzers to declutter today. One cream and one not cream. one powder. So let's start off with the first one, and that is actually the Chanel Souflé Declat bronzer. When it comes to cream bronzers, I don't know, I have a thing where I need to finish it. I have finished up my Anastasia cream contour palette. I've finished up a Beauty UK cream bronzer palette, an e.l.f. cream bronzer palette. I've finished up 2 Beauty UK bronzer sticks. I finished up my Milk Makeup bronzer, cream bronzer stick, full size. So I have a thing where I like to finish them up. I am never gonna finish this one up. The fragrance, it's not that fragrance-y anymore. However, the shade is a little bit off and it's a little bit too subtle for me. Here I have swatched it out. It's just, it's pretty and all, but it's a little bit too light for me and it's a little bit too much work. I love my Anastasia cream bronzer, this one not so much. So I thought that since I don't love it, but I love some other ones that I own, this is gonna go. My powder bronzer that I am going to declutter is actually a powder bronzer that I was planning on decluttering in my decluttering series, but I never did, and that is the Milani one. The Silky matte one in the shade Sun-Kissed. So I haven't hit pan on this. I say it every single time, like I just accidentally put my nail in it and then a piece broke, and then every time I swirl it, like a piece breaks off more and more. But this is like a super harshly pressed formula and it is pretty cool tone, especially like if you compare these two. It is a great formula, however I never reach for it anymore, and I have so many bronzers right now that I know that this is just not one that I am going to reach for. If I want something to be a little bit more cool toned, I would much rather instead actually go for the one that I've used today, which is the Charlotte Tilbury and Michael Jackson collaboration, and this one. This is just way more smooth. It's, I don't know if you can tell, but it's almost like a cream. Very, very sheer and like see-through, but still like sophisticated. I just love it. 2 brow products that I am decluttering, super boring. One from Benefit is this shade 4.5 Neutral Deep Brown. Never been used. It is too dark for me. I use the shade 3.5. Another one is the Taupe one. I used to wear this a few years ago and I don't know, maybe I was using it when I was blonde. I know that I did not use it when I had my red hair, but I thought that it would be nice to use this shade. I have the shade Soft Brown. I have the Benefit one in my brows right now, but I have the shade Soft Brown, and I thought that I would do my tail with it and then I would use Taupe in the up front, but I just didn't like it. It's way too like cool toned, and it's, I don't know, I just don't like the tone on my brows. It's very clayey. So I thought that why not just get rid of it. Then I'm also getting rid of 2 liquid lipsticks. Maybe I will do a liquid lipstick declutter. I haven't decided yet, we'll see, but I will get rid of this one. This really breaks my heart. This is the Colourpop Ultra Satin Liquid Lipstick in the shade Brooklyn. I'm just gonna swatch it for you. I love this one so much. I love this for summer. I think it's really pretty. However, I don't know if you can see, but a way to tell when these are starting to get bad is when they change color around somewhere around the liquid lipstick. So that is basically like the shade that applies on the lips, but once it starts fading, it's gonna start to fade to this deeper shade. It has happened to me before with this specific one, and it's impossible to get rid of. It has gone bad. It's a shame. I love the color, but what to do? I am also going to get rid of this one. This is the Fenty Undefeded. This means a lot to me because I got it from one of you guys that means a lot to me. Her name is Maureen. I have like a highlight that she also purchased me from Fenty at the same time, and that one can remind me of her. But this is like a really deep purple. It is super cool, but I never use shades like this. it's such a shame because I think that it looks like really rocky and cool, and I think that I could actually pull it off. I am not comfortable walking around in shades like this, so I'm so sorry. I'm really disappointed in myself that I don't have any blushes. Ugh. Okay, 2 eyeshadow palettes I have that I'm going to declutter. The first one is this one. This is the Milani Ungilded Most Loved Mattes. I just realized that this is not a color story that I'm going to use. I don't like shades like, well, I do like shades like this, but I don't like palettes like this. I don't know what it is. The orange is throwing me off. The shades is really pretty, but I have these mattes in other palettes that I'll use rather than this one, so it's unused and all, but it's just like, it's a pretty palette, but just not something that I am going to get a lot of use out of. And then I thought that this Sigma palette, the Sigma Enchanted palette, was such a disappointment. I had really high hopes because Kelly Gooch loves this. I don't know if it still is, but it was her favorite palette for such a long time. And I'm not saying that Kelly is a liar or that she, I don't know, is lying about this, but I just didn't like the formula. Having said that, I don't think that Kelly thinks that this is a bad formula at all. I just think that we have different preferences. But I had higher hopes for it. However, the shimmers are spectacular. This Metamorphosis, is that the way you say it? I don't know. That is just what it looks like. They are so sparkly and pretty, and that's like the only thing that makes me want to keep this palette. But I know that I'm getting so annoyed every time I look at it. I don't know, there's just, they are super bad. They don't blend, they don't build, they don't do anything. Like, they are horrible. I think that this might be the only great shade in it, maybe this one as well. How can you not make those shadows great? But all of the other ones, they are super muddy, they don't blend out, they're super dry as well. They're not what I am known to when it comes to Sigma. So but I have only tried, like, in this format, the Sigma Poderosa palette, so maybe, I don't know. I have no idea. This one wasn't just for me, and I don't want to keep it just because of the shimmers. That is just no. So there you have it. There's a few products that to be decluttered. I might do more of this because I am trying to really downsize right now. I really want to get down my entire collection to only one Alex Hutch, and right now I have one Alex Hutch with like 9 drawers. That's the one I want to keep, and then I have the 2 in the back, which is 10 drawers, like 5 each. We have a lot to declutter. I'm not saying that I will be able to pull it off, but because makeup is my hobby, I'm not gonna declutter products just, you know, just because. But I really want to downsize. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, give me a thumbs down. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Okay, bye.